To tonight's Pocono 500 for the next NASCAR '08 Nextel Cup Series race. And of course, at the Pocono Raceway, 500 miles, 200 laps for our scheduled distance this evening. Of course, nowadays, Pocono is only about 400 miles, so this is a very long race. This was obviously back in an era where there were a lot more 500-mile races throughout the course of the season. Not one, but two of them at Pocono Raceway. We're going to at least get to one. It'll be interesting to see whether we clinch the chase or not before we get to the other one. As soon as I clinch a chase spot, I'm just going to simulate the rest of the regular season, and then we'll get on into the chase so we can finish this season out as quickly as we can, just like what we've been doing with the Truck and the Busch Series as soon as we clinch the championship, because that's a season-long points format. This is not. But we haven't clinched a chase spot up to this point. We do have almost 900 or almost 1,000 points back to the 13th spot coming into the evening. Hopefully, we can finish this 6-7 races or so to go in the regular season. It's kind of what we're pacing at right now. If we keep getting wins along the way, we can get a little bit better than that. Qualified 18th, so right in the middle of the pack. It's going to be interesting. Being in bead-tiered equipment with Casey Kane, I don't expect a lot of speed on these bigger ovals. The intermediate track seems to be my not so bread and butter. We get good finishes, but to get the race winning speed necessary to try to win the race, it's very difficult for us. We saw that obviously at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600. Earlier in the season at California, the 2-mile oval, struggled there, but was able to strategize my way into a 4th place finish. Today, a lot of strategy, I'm sure, with it being Pocono, so hopefully we can get a good run. Michigan in the next race, probably going to be a lot of the similar struggles that we'll see here tonight for us. The draft's going to be huge on these very long straightaways. But thanks for tuning in. We're going to get into this one quickly. This was supposed to take place yesterday. Because this is on a work night, I tried to start this as soon as I could with practice and qualifying still, and we're underway. I would have had a better launch on that initial start had I been on the bottom. Not bad on the outside still. I had to lift before getting into second gear to keep it off the back of Kyle Busch. Busch able to follow us down to the bottom. I got really squirrely there. My car felt like it was gripping up pretty fine in practice. So once we get into this race, I think we'll be all right. 3 positions gained on the opening corner, though, so that's good. I didn't have much. Oh, boy. Look at that wreck avoidance right there. I thought Kenseth and Gordon were going up into the wall. As soon as I saw that, I jumped down to the bottom of the track. Now J.J. Yaley's dooring his teammate Tony Stewart. This is our first race at Pocono on this game, because we did not race here at all in the Busch or the Truck Series season. Wade, thanks for tuning in. I'm doing better today. I still got a little bit of a headache, but I don't feel nauseous at all, so that's good. And I got an ant on my leg. I can feel it. I didn't even have to look. This is like the 3rd time on stream that this has happened now. That's a big one. Jeez. What has he been eating? I felt that crawling on my calf. Wow. He's dead now. I'll donate if you eat it. No. No way. No way. Yeah, that's not on this channel. Alright. Let's try not to wreck here. Oh, man, that was right in the middle of the corner. I didn't know if I was more on the braking side of it or not. Kind of skirted my tires a little bit. Tony Stewart straightened me out. We didn't crash. Michael Turner, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, this is your home track. I'm just hoping that my headache doesn't progressively get worse, considering that this is a 500-mile race. There was no way I was going to be able to do this yesterday. I felt fine throughout the day. I didn't have to work yesterday. And then like 1:30 hit, and I started getting a headache. And then I ate lunch like 2:30 or so. And then like an hour after that, I did not feel like I could keep my food down that I ate. It was tough. I was trying to fall asleep. There was a couple times I thought I was going to have to run to the toilet or something just for digestion issues. But I slept for a little bit, probably a couple hours or so, and then when I woke up I still had a headache, so then I tried to sleep some more, and then it was like midnight when I got up, and I'm like, well, I gotta work tomorrow, so I might as well keep trying to sleep. And from that point on, it was hard for me to sleep because I had slept so much already. I really don't know how I got it. I mean, I was pretty hydrated. I was in the air conditioning all day yesterday, so it's not like the heat was getting to me or anything. Tell you what, Casey Caden's on the move. Already up into the top 5 after starting 18th. I did not, no. I was doing everything I could to not do that. Although I probably would have felt a little bit better had I done it, but no, I wasn't feeling great though. I don't know where that came from. Oh, just got hit from behind. Ryan Newman in the 12. 3 wide, bottom of the racetrack. Going to try to break the draft a little bit, but I don't think we're going to be able to pull past. Nope. Set in line for at least another corner. Ooh, got to run to the outside. I don't know if this is going to work, but nope. It was worth a try. Big run through the tunnel turn. Got back up turn 3, get that run on the exit again. Now I'll try to sit in the draft behind these guys and see how much ground I can gain down this long front straightaway. Elliott Sadler's out of the draft, so I might be able to pull past him. I'm hoping before I get into turn 1 in the braking zone, but I don't think I'm going to get him cleared. Nope. Couldn't clear him. And that's going to cost me a spot trying to pass on the outside. Scraping the wall, too. Oh, Newman! He did that to himself. He just turned right down into me like I wasn't there. I'd seen a couple cars make contact in turn 3 already. That was the first time I had made contact with somebody. Actually, you know what? That might have been the corner he ran into the back of me earlier, too. Tried to slide up in front of Elliott Sadler. That was close. Barely clear. I had to hesitate. Didn't want to wreck myself and my teammate. Big run through the tunnel turn. Oh, Sadler's there. Gillen right in front of us. Ran my fastest lap of the race. That was faster than any lap I ran in practice. 49.0. I don't know for seating capacity what Road Atlanta holds. I know that's been a track that NASCAR teams have tested at way back in the day when there was testing. For a standalone Xfinity or truck event, though, I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't work. If the trucks are able to race at a smaller venue like Lime Rock, and we've seen, you know, other standalone road races, Xfinity's going back to Portland the last few years. Mid-Ohio had quite a few dates. I mean, I can see it. That's not something I've seen thrown around necessarily, but I don't see why they can't do it, especially with it being in the South. It's not that far from Charlotte for travel purposes. Kasey Kahne drafting behind the 43 car of Bobby Labonte, giving him a bump draft, trying to pull away a bit. Massive run on the 43 as he pulls out of line. He's going to look to make the pass for the lead himself into turn 3. And he's got it. Kasey Kahne clear. I'll tell you what, that did not take very long, but we're out in front. Now the question is, can we hold the lead? Because with these high draft effects at this racetrack, it can't be easy. But we did get our 5 bonus points for leading the first lap. I did not think I was going to have this kind of speed today, but... Oh, I'll take it! Big wreck! Big wreck! David Gilliland, turn 1. Oh my gosh, he hit hard. He clearly overdrove the entry into the first turn, and he ended up clipping the 43 of Bobby Labonte, battling for second. I mean, he wheel hopped it as bad as he could have. Oh, he clipped the grass. That's what he did. I didn't realize that. Yeah, he clipped the grass on the bottom of the track, and then that's what shot him up. I was wondering how he did that. I don't even think he got to the curb. I think he clipped the grass before the curb. And the car just sailed on him. That's a hard hit for both cars. Well, we're definitely staying out of the pits. First caution of the day, lap 10. 10,000 capacity. I mean, I don't see why the Truck Series couldn't race there. At the very least. Xfinity, maybe that's pushing it a little bit, but... I could see something. They could probably add some additional seating if they were to get, like, a truck and an Xfinity race there. We don't see that anymore, though, when we do see the standalone truck or Xfinity races. Usually it's just one series or the other. Like, ARCA will double up with one of them, but not truck and Xfinity. We haven't seen that in a really long time. Not since they were going to, like, Kentucky and Memphis and all that on the same weekend. Some of those mile-and-a-half tracks they would double up on. I think they did that with, like, Milwaukee and stuff, too. Indianapolis Raceway Park, long before Xfinity was racing on the big oval. Cup cars definitely would not happen. That would not happen. Now with only 10,000 for seating capacity. I feel like you would have to have at least 35, 40 grand, because I think Phoenix has like 40,000 and Darlington's like a little bit less than 40 grand. So I feel like 35 is kind of that threshold. That they're already in like a major market too with Atlanta. See that? I think that's another problem with them racing at Road Atlanta. From a logistics standpoint, I feel like it'd have to be like how the trucks would race there while the Xfinity and Cup guys were at, you know, regular Atlanta Motor Speedway that weekend. Yeah, I didn't really factor that in. Well, I mean, the trucks only race at regular Atlanta once, so I guess, you know, maybe the summer race they go to Road Atlanta instead. Shuttlebug5, thanks for tuning in. I would not be shocked if we end up getting a debris caution from either Bobby Labonte or David Gilliland, based off of that pretty vicious accident for Gilliland. Lap 17. A lot of racing to go yet, but I think we've got the quickest car in the field, at least for the short run. Now we got to keep the tires underneath us. That's going to be the next question here. How long are we going to go before the tires really start to fade on us? And if they do, can we hold our track position to maintain the lead? So far, so good, but we're only 17 laps in. Fuel purposes, I'll also have to see what we're going to be looking like on fuel. This is a very old and bumpy Pocono surface. It's kind of getting to that way now in real life, but this surface is a lot older than what it is nowadays. So I'd imagine there's going to be quite a bit of tire wear. I think the repave here was in 2012. I think the year Logano beat Mark Martin. I think that was the first year that they had the fresh asphalt at Pocono. Tigers are rolling. They're getting banged up right now, though, so that I really don't like. At least the All-Star, almost said the All-Star race. The All-Star game is coming up. But Kerry Carpenter, Gleyber Torres both going down in the span of a week. The good news is, with having as big of a lead in the division as they have, do not rush them back, is my thought process. Make sure they're 100% before you get them back in the game. If anybody were to drop out and get hurt, I mean, you would like to see them play a series or two before the playoffs and not bring them back exactly for it if somebody were to have some sort of a lengthy injury. But yeah, I would caution rushing anybody back, especially Kerry Carpenter. As much as I love the dude, he's probably my favorite current Tiger, but I mean, he's had a hamstring issue since the end of the season last year. He's been having hamstring problems. He was missing some playoff games because of it. Really, that stretch that they went on with the hot streak, it was kind of flaring up on him off and on, and then it started flaring up on him again in spring training. I don't know if it's the same leg or not, but I would imagine it is, and even if it isn't, he's got to get his hamstrings checked or something. Like, why does he keep having hamstring issues? Is he not stretching good enough before the games? Like, what's going on here? He's too young to be pulling hamstrings. I think he's only like 27, 28, something like that. I don't think he's 30. The whole team's pretty young, so I would assume he's less than 30. Even if he was 30, I mean, I don't like seeing that. He's a good player. You have a lot of hamstring issues at a young age like that, that's just going to keep happening over and over again unless he gets surgery. I don't even know how much that's going to really help. Then you have surgery and it limits your mobility, and that's where things start to snowball. Billy Kramer, thanks for tuning in. All right, halfway out of gas right at lap 20. We did have a caution somewhere in there, so under a circumstance where we don't catch any yellows, I think we're going to have to pit before lap 40 each run, which means this is going to be a 5-stop race. But if we get cautions, we might be able to stretch it to a 4-stopper. If we can, obviously the less stops the better, especially at a big track like Pocono. We do have 5 sets of tires. You know, if we use them all, we use them all, but we can take 4 tires on every pit stop. I would imagine we're going to have to, but I guess we'll have to see how the tires are fading. So far, halfway through the field run, they're doing pretty good. Extended our lead to about 7 to 8 tenths of a second. Slightly broken away from that draft. Any tracks added to NASCAR 25 as legacy tracks? What tracks would you think of? What do you mean by legacy tracks? Are you thinking like tracks that are no longer existent or on the NASCAR schedule that I'd like to see? Is that what you mean by legacy tracks? I mean, they should win 60 games before the All-Star break. Where they got 5 games? 5 games left. They only got to win 2. No longer in the top 3. Okay, so I would love to see Riverside on a NASCAR game. I didn't get to watch races there because they stopped racing at Riverside long before I was born. I would like to see Riverside for that reason. I mean, it was a mainstay in the NASCAR schedule for a really long time. They actually held the finale there before they started having the final race of the season at Atlanta, believe it or not. And the final race of the season in Riverside, California several times. So I would like to see Riverside on the schedule for a NASCAR video game. I don't know how they would go about like the scanning process of it because the track doesn't even exist anymore. There are certain areas of the track I know that you can discover, but I think they've got like businesses and stuff like that on certain parts of what used to be the old course. Definitely a course that they'll never race at again because it doesn't exist anymore, but if they could somehow get that in the NASCAR video game, that'd be pretty cool. That'd probably be the top of the list for me. Especially now that we know that we're getting North Wilkesboro back. Just for the sake of having at least one dirt race on there, I'd throw Eldora on there too. Truck Series ran so many races there. And it was one of the marquee events of the NASCAR season, really, through the 2010s. Like, hey, Eldora's the night for the Truck Series. They've put on some good shows there. And, yeah, they don't race there anymore, unfortunately. I'd like to see them go back. I mean, I get it didn't work on the Cup side, trying to throw dirt on Bristol. I still think that they should have had a Cup race at Eldora if they wanted to have a dirt race. I just hated the fact that they were doing it at Bristol because I love Bristol the way it is. Go to a purpose-built dirt track, Eldora can fit 30 to 40,000 people, especially if we put some temporary seating. I mean, they bring over 40 grand with camping and all that for the King's Royal every year for the World of Outlaws, so I don't see why they can't do that for a NASCAR race weekend. That place would be just as packed. That's one that I would like to see on an actual NASCAR schedule. For sake of a video game, I'd say the same thing. Think of tracks that are on iRacing. I really don't. I don't know. Never had an iRacing simulator, so I don't know what all tracks they do or don't have. I'd imagine, obviously, anything that pretty much exists in the real world, they would have. I don't even know what iRacing Super Speedway is. Never heard of it. It's not a real track, though. And there's some drivers that fell way off the lead pack. This is a race that I feel like we're going to get quite a few cautions. Once somebody blows a motor, that's going to hold a whole pack up. We haven't seen anybody blow an engine yet. But I ran into the back of Kevin Harvick pretty hard. He blew a motor in turn one in practice, and I wasn't too close behind him. I probably had about 4 or 5 car lengths, but the speeds you carry into turn one in the draft, I was going over 200 miles per hour. And then he got a car basically dropping down to like 50, 60 miles an hour on the bottom of the racetrack. Yeah, good luck trying to miss him. Especially if they're all still packed together with the draft effect here. Looking back through the running order, Jeff Burton scored in last, but he's still on the racetrack, so. Obviously, a lot of racing still to go here tonight. Matthew Dorter Bruno, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I mean, we've got, as Clint Boyer would say, a fast hot rod tonight. I'm shocked. There's a caution. Yellow flag is out for the second time, and I wonder if it's going to be another wreck or if it's debris again. Off of turn 1, it looked like debris. Kyle Busch's hood came off. Right in the middle of the first turn. He was up in the top 10 still. Well, the crew chief recommends that we pit, but I think I'm going to stay out.
Time to earn your money. You have to tire.
I'm going to try to make this thing on one last stop. I mean, we're going to try to stretch it to lap 40. I didn't want to pit right there. With the 2 cautions we had, I don't see why you can't do it. Lap 33, restart, green flag back in the air. We might even catch another caution before that. So they're on a different strategy. We're going to try to maintain track position at the front of the field. I figure if the crew chief wanted me to pit, I would assume he probably assumed everybody else was going to pit, which they did. So this is me just doing this myself, essentially. But now we're on older tires. I will say the tires have held on quite well. I haven't had any big moments, been taking care of them. And I don't have to worry about going a lap down at Pocono, especially if I pit from the lead, even with a 4-tire stop. So that's why I stayed out. Had it been a shorter oval, knowing I was going to have to pit within 10 laps, no, I wouldn't have done that. But here, I can get away with it. Really, this is the only oval I can get away with that. Because even Michigan or California would be kind of risky, and I don't think I could cycle back out in front of the rest of the leaders. I don't know where Busch had his damage from. He wasn't caught up in the first incident. The only 2 cars caught up in that was Bobby Labonte and David Gilliland. I'm technically closer to Mid-Ohio than what I would be to Eldora. But I mean, they're both in the same state I live in, so I would consider them both my home track for that reason. I'm actually closer to Michigan International Speedway than what I am both of those racetracks, but just because of how much north into Ohio I live. So I consider that I have 3 home tracks, 4 if you want to include Toledo Speedway with the ARCA schedule. Because that would be like the most local home track. Because that's within 30 minutes. I've still never been there before. I was going to go to an ARCA race there a few years ago, but it fell on the same weekend I went to the playoff race in Talladega, so I wasn't going to be able to do it. Still holding our own at the front of the field, even on older tires. They're keeping up in the draft a lot more than they were before, but I'll probably end up changing tires anyway. I don't have to. There's a very high probability I will. Should Mid-Ohio be my home track? Well, geographically speaking, no, Michigan should be. Even though it's in a different state, it's still closer to where I live. Not by much, though, but so it takes me about an hour and a half to get to Mid-Ohio, and it's more like an hour 20 to get to Michigan. Try to break the draft a little bit more down to the bottom here. Running side by side and kind of side drafting each other back there too. Yeah, Toledo Speedway is a lot closer. If you're talking asphalt track, yeah, I mean, there's a few dirt tracks that are even closer than that to me, but there's a ton of racetracks around here. You know, I'm 88 miles. I think I'm a little closer than that. Well, I mean, an hour and 20 minutes. For one, you don't know where I live. And if you do, that's creepy, because I've never mentioned that on the channel before. Two, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, mileage-wise, I guess I would imagine it would be a little bit longer. Because it takes an hour and 20 minutes, but there's a lot of highway. I don't know. It's tough to gauge for sure. I've never really looked at that on Google Maps before, to be completely honest. I'm getting pretty light on fuel. I'm well aware of that. I'm trying to make it to lap 40 before I pit. Just ran our fastest lap of the race, 49.088, and we're under caution. So that did not take very long. It looks like I'm pitting under yellow. I was hoping to go a couple more laps, but we're pitting a little early. Tony Stewart's hood just came off, so that's our debris caution. Third yellow of the race already. Cleveland Airport track, yeah, that'd be pretty close too. I'm kind of curious to see what that would have looked like back in the day, just because I've been to the Cleveland Airport before. Like, in person, at least. Alright, well, no adjustments. The car is obviously quick. Gonna take on 4 fresh tires, top off on fuel. We're gonna be a little bit better on fuel than everybody else. Like I said, I would have liked to have gone another 2 laps before I pitted, but with the caution, I feel like I'd run out on the restart. Lucky to make it another lap, so might as well pit under caution this time around. They all pitted during the yellow before that, so we're going to cycle further back in the field, but I think we can make it on 1 less stop than them, so it should be okay, all things considered. I'm sure we'll see more yellows. Consider we've already had 3 in the first 40 laps. I feel like we're going to get to double digits. Well on pace for that. We're on pace for like 13, 14 cautions right now. All right. Lap 43 restart. Green flag in the air. This is going to be interesting being at the back of the pack. Try to branch out a line. Now we got slightly fresher tires. We already had probably the fastest car in the field anyway. Let's go to work. Dodge debris if we get any more, which I'd imagine we probably will. We know Pocono restarts can be pretty wild too, so. Dodging everything. 3 wide. Right up in front of us. Get away from that side draft a little bit on David Rudiman. Ooh, that curve got me a little bit wiggly. Wasn't too bad through turn 1, though. 3 wide underneath Robbie Gordon, Casey Mears. Just gonna get tight into the tunnel turn. Oh! Oh! Look out! What the heck was that? That guy was low riding. David Stremme. That was the weirdest thing I've seen on this game. How did he stay in front of us and how did he not wreck? David Stremme's got some hydraulics on his car. I'll wreck myself right there. I gave that spot up, plus the spot to Jeff Gordon that I passed in the corner before. Slam the door shut on Stremy this time.
Clear on either side. Watch it, car behind. Still there. Just on spot. Alright, focus on your mark, buddy. Get it back. You're clear. Car behind. There you go. All clear. Rewind. Don't worry about a flash from him. He's feeling nice today. You're on 3 wide. Go out, bud. Take your spot and let her rip. You got both sides. You're all clear.
I got to keep my eyes absolutely peeled. Try to slide up in line and in the draft as much as I can. Speeds in turn 1 this time are going to be quick. 202. Man, oh man.
Whatever you need, you're clear. Outside, you got one outside. Taking it easy on you.
Oh,
If there's anyone else, keep blocking. Clear.
I was looking to go up as David Ruderman was coming down. That little bit of side draft on Denny Hamlin. It was a figure of speech by when I said peel my eyes. I keep my eyes peeled. I love my eyes. I need them. There's no way they're going to run like 3 wide like this through the tunnel turn and not wreck. Maybe that time, but consistently, I doubt it. Look at this mess. Oh my goodness. Four wide. I've got the fresh tire advantage, so I'm trying to make the most of it here. Oh, we got trouble. Turn 3. I don't know who hit the wall up there. Stack it up, stack it up, stack it up. Up the middle. Get me out of here. Who was that about hit the wall? I couldn't tell if it was Mark Martin or Paul Menard in front of him. Good grief. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be the one to cause it. Ooh. I overdrove turn 3 just a little bit right there. Not terribly. Lap 50. Oh. Sorry, Paul. He's going to side draft him. I accidentally hit him. Dang it.
Just knocked your bad one. You'll get that one back. Looks like you got your
I don't even know how that happened. I just washed up into him. I mean, I didn't really think that I got tight or anything. I think we just ran out of room. Man, he almost hit those barrels sideways. That was a great save by Sterling Marlin. At least he didn't have any damage. Well, it's our fourth caution, and I caused the yellow, so there we go. To the tail we go. All those spots we just gained for nothing. Still got the tire advantage, but didn't want that to happen. Everybody else going to stay out. So to the tail we go. 4.3 seconds of damage. It was our fourth caution of the race. That was so easy to happen, too. I mean, I barely touched him. Obviously, the high speeds here at Pocono, and I got him perfectly on the left rear. It just kind of got glued to him, and round he went right off the exit of the third turn. Buff out those scratches on our right front, we'll be all right. We didn't really have much damage anyway, but causing the yellow.
The only car on pit road during that entire caution.
And the green flag's back in the air again. Lap 55. Dale Jarrett leads. All 43 cars that started are still in the race, which surprises me. Usually on these bigger, faster ovals like this, tend to see some engine failures. I do not want to be in the back of the pack for when that happens, because it is going to be calamity. Especially when you consider the fact that I'm in the middle, or in this case, the back of the pack. There's going to be no way of telling until everybody just stops, and they might end up crashing before me, but they get on the binders a little bit quicker. Massive run. 4 wide, turn 3. Oh, I saw Jeff Green. He was down in the grass. Hit the curb. He got sideways. He saved it. Get around him. Get around him. I thought he was going to cause a big wreck there. I'm surprised he didn't. Just ran my fastest lap of the race, 48.859. I just gassed her up and was hoping I'd miss everything. Luckily, I was on the inside, so everything kind of bottlenecked up high, and we were able to pass a few extra cars. My light keeps flickering on me, if you're wondering why the lights are going dim on my camera, and then turn bright randomly. Oh, what's going on there? I think a bulb is about to burn out. It'll get dark for a second, and then it's light. Wow, 204 miles an hour. Blazing speed. Speaking of blazing, not that I get the blazing wings, but I am so in the mood for Buffalo Wild Wings right now. I should have got some when I got home from work. The problem is if I did... Oh, we got trouble. Turn 2. He's trying to jam the brakes right in the middle of the corner, and I about wiped out. Get on the binders. Everything's stacking up into 3. We already have cars riding around here with damage. There goes my light going dim again. It's probably going to do that the whole stream. As long as I don't look into it, it won't bother me. Fastest lap of the race again, 48.655. Ooh. A little tight there with Dave Blaney. We're good. I almost did the same thing to him that I did to Sterling Marlin off turn 3, and we were 3 wide. Oh, Denny. Stacked us up a little. Now he's blocking me. Oh, wow. 3 wide. Wasn't expecting that. Took me a second to realize we were 3 wide. A little bit of grip down there on the curb. Man, we're still 3 wide. It's going to get tight into the tunnel turn if we stay like this. I'm not giving an inch. I got my bumper in front of everybody. They gave me room. There's actually a solid corner on my half. Look at this. What a run. Almost back up to mid-pack where I started. Trying to catch a draft off Tony Raines. Only for Brian Vickers to side draft me back. Get up there, otherwise somebody's going to go 3 wide. Yeah, he just wants to slow me down. Oh, I overdrove it. I'm sorry, Paul Menard. We're good. We're good. I don't know how I bounced off of him that cleanly. Skirt, skirt. Halfway out of gas, lap 61. Yeah, I mean, I'm pacing better on fuel than everybody else. We pitted later than everyone, so, I mean, the hope was to make it a 1 less stop. I think if we get 2 to 3 cautions every run throughout the race, I think we can get there. I've had 4 yellows so far. I don't have any drafting help in front of me. Trying to slide up in front of Kyle Busch. Bam Hall, thanks for tuning in. Don't do it. Harvick. Trying to close me off. Pretty wide. Out of the draft, though. I think Kevin Harvick's still on our outside. I think my best turn of the 3 is definitely turn 2. Oh. I don't know who that was. But we were 3 wide and there was some contact. slowing us down this main straightaway just a little bit. JJ Yaley on our outside. I mean, we are in the eye of the storm right now. Don't check up like that. I didn't lift. Not any more than I had to make the corner, at least. I think we're 3 wide. Spider's got to be a little bit more communicative in this situation. All right, got Gilliland clear. Now I'm side by side. It's not much of a tire advantage, but it's a little bit. Probably 8 to 10 laps. Plus, we have the fastest car in the field anyway, so that's why we're kind of driving up here. We're back in the top 10, though. Lap 65. It took almost a whole fuel run, though, to get back up here. That's the problem. Just slowly chunking. Bounce off of Michael Waltrip and carry right on. Got him clear. And Jamie McMurray leading. Oh. Mark Martin, Dale Jarrett about made contact with one another. I think Truex is trying to cross me over. I don't think he's going to have enough draft to stay there. I'm just getting a little bit of a pull on him. Not much. It's enough. I'm blocking him. He went way up the racetrack. And way to the tail end of the pack goes Truex. He tried to drive it in as deep as me like he had just as fresh of tires, and that just didn't work for him. I don't know exactly what lap they're all going to pit. It's probably going to be just after lap 70 when everybody's going to hit pit road. I'm probably not going to be able to get to the lead before that. Big charge into turn 1. I don't know if I'm clear, though. He said I was clear. All right. I got to trust my spotter. He said I was clear. Moved up. I didn't think I was going to have any chance to pass Mark Martin in that corner when I did. Ryan Newman, Clint Boyer side by side for the lead into turn 1. I didn't actually push the 21, but he's out of the draft a little. And he's still able to get up in front of me, though. He's committed to just trying to block Dale Jarrett there, nothing more. Schrader's still blocking me. You're holding me up, Ken. Oh! What are you doing, man? All that space up here. Wow. I can commit to that. What a run. Now get in line. There we go. Get in line, get that draft, try to do the same thing down here. Oh, might be able to beat McMurray to the outside here. Go, 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 go! Get out the whip. I couldn't hold it. Couldn't hold the high side into 3, and now I got right back behind this guy again. That's all right. Jamie McMurray was pitting anyway. We got a lot of cars coming to pit road. It's a little earlier than I expected. Lap 69, coming to lap 70. Again, they pitted a caution before we did. So we have more fuel in our car. We're going to be able to go closer to lap 80. The hope is that we can make this race on one less stop than everybody else. We're going to have to catch more cautions throughout the course of the race, obviously, to make this happen. But I like our strategy plan. I think we can lead the most laps with it, too. I got to be careful, because I think these guys are going to pit. Oh, boy! We're good, we're good. We're good. Schrader was trying to get to the bottom, and I was just trying to get out of the way of the cars in front of me. We are still green. And now we got a caution. It was not me, though. Oh, man. Well, we got to stay out. What happened here? Kurt, oh boy! Oh my God! Oh, we got a couple of them over. Oh my goodness! Oh my Lord! He got pushed into the pile by David Rudiman. Boom! And then he surfs over a couple cars. My gosh, Dale Jarrett's, Ricky Rudd, the 88's up and over. I'm gonna stay out. We got to get to lap 80, and I think we're going to see some debris cautions. We got 3 cars upside down at the entrance of pit road. Lap 74, restart, green flag back in the air. We're going to be on older tires, but we were able to hold on at old tires earlier. Should be able to do it again. This is our 5th caution of the day, and like I said, I think we're going to catch some debris yellows. Jamie McMurray going to overdrive the entry to turn 1. He's going to lose 2nd. Michael Waltrip's up to P2. McMurray battles now for 4th with Kevin Harvick. Harvick's already on the inside of him. I was just thinking, amidst what just happened behind us, Michael Waltrip hit the curb getting into turn 2, but I was thinking of Jim Ross from the old WWF, WWE days. Oh my God! Good God Almighty! How is Kenny Wallace the only car, or Mike Wallace, excuse me, not Kenny Wallace. How is Mike Wallace the only guy that DNF'd out of that? We had 3 cars upside down. Oh, almost turned myself up Michael Waltrip's front bumper. My goodness. These guys have a much bigger run on me than they did earlier. Got to run underneath Kevin Harvick. And caution's out behind us. We just got our bumper out in front of Harvick when the caution came out, so we are still the leader. And is it trouble up turn 2 or is it debris? Probably debris. We had 3 cars upside down, and we had a lot of others with... Yeah, I saw the debris. I would assume it came off the 13 car right there. Is that Joe Nemechek in this game, right? The 13? I feel like I haven't seen him in a while. I think that was Joe Nemechek, but... Debris? Like one of his fenders came off. I saw it flying in the middle of the pack on the first replay. I'm staying out of the pits again. I think we're going to catch more debris cautions. Try to put us in the best spot possible for fuel. And green flag's going to be back in the air lap 79. It was Joe Nemechek. Thank you. Got some lap cars down on the bottom. Still able to get in front of the 84 of A.J. Allmendinger. Rookie. He's in 36th. Matt Kenseth, Tony Raines, J.J. Yaley, David Stremme all off the lead lap. Kyle Petty, Clint Boyer, and then obviously Mike Wallace DNF'd in that early incident. I should say early incident, the big incident. Yep, caution for debris again. I could stay out at least another time. We're probably going to get a lot of debris yellows. I'm staying out again. I mean, the better we can be on fuel and not be in the middle of this mess when they have the debris cautions, the better. Looks like Elliott Sadler this time going to bring out the debris caution. And we stay out again. Keep saving fuel. Green flag back in the air, lap 83. Now we catch another caution on pitting. Not going to be able to get down in front of Matt Kenseth this time, so he's going to get back on the lead lap. Nope. Got the drive through turn 1. Oh, well, that didn't help me. Buffed the wall out of turn 1. Now I'm getting hit from behind by David Stremme. And we've got a caution behind us. More debris. It's our 8th caution of the race. And it was the hood of David Ruderman. The Domino's 00 Michael Waltrip Racing Machine. Eight cautions in the first half of the race here tonight at Pocono. What a wild one. And I'm sure we've got more debris cautions coming from that last rack, but I'm pitting. We're past lap 80, so we made it even further on fuel this time than we did the last time. We can go even further, depending on how many more cautions we get. Our second set of tires going on the car. We'll have 3 sets left the rest of the race. But now we're going to be back in this mess again. But again, we're playing the fuel strategy game today because it's working for us. We're catching the cautions we need. And if they're going to pit under green again, we're probably going to get more yellows like we did earlier, which is going to breed more cautions with debris. I think we're in a good spot, honestly. Make this race a one less stop than anybody else. The next question is how much fuel are they going to be able to save if we keep catching as many yellows as we're seeing right now? Because we've seen 4 of them now, back to back to back to back. You know, are they going to be able to get close to my window or the edge of it by the end of the race if we catch too many yellows, I guess is the only other thing.
Nobody else tried to come in.
All right, well. Lucky Matt Kenseth was able to get his lap back before the caution came out. And then J.J. Yaley just got the free pass. I can top off on fuel if we catch any more debris cautions here, too. At the back of the pack, as long as everybody else stays out. Whoa. Man, he had a run on me. I was not expecting that. Sorry, Matt. I would assume Ricky Rudd's going to have some damage in this 88 car at some point. No, we're okay. We're okay. I gotta not drive like a buffoon. Really don't have that many lap pressure tires. We barely had green flag laps in that stint from when they pitted and when I pitted. Kevin Harvick leads. There's obviously a lot of damage on Ricky Rudd's car. His hood is flipped up, and as hard as he hit, because I think he was one of the cars that flipped during that big caution when cars were trying to get onto pit road. I would assume he's going to be one of the debris yellows. Next question is how far up through the field can I go before... Oh, boy. That was close. Barely clear of Kurt Busch. Up to 29th already. But, you know, how many cars am I going to be able to pass before I say, no, I probably shouldn't give that track position back up again for more fuel? Because we're already pacing better than everybody else anyway. Jojo, thanks for tuning in. I mean, I've heard a lot of good praises about NR 2003. I've seen the look of it, so I definitely know what it is. The thing is, though, I don't have a software that can run that. Like, I don't have an actual computer. I literally just have my laptop, which is how I run these streams. And that's another reason why all of these old NASCAR games that I do play on the channel, they're legitimately off my PS2. I'm not running it off a PSC, or sorry, a PC, and getting some random, like, updated version of the game. Now, this is the legit game. That wire's going everywhere. Definitely consider, though, down the road when I am able to get a better setup. Hopefully NASCAR 25's going to be a good enough game that kind of occupies a lot of that time and have a more up-to-date console game that we can play for an extended period. We can get a good run down that Long Pond straightaway. Didn't have any drafting help in front of us. Yeah, see, I'm about halfway through the field already. I don't think I can afford to pit if we catch another caution. We just got to stay out. So they pitted at lap 69, lap 70. That's when they started to hit pit road. Man, they were stacking up. I didn't know where to go. I had nowhere to go. Dig, dig, dig. Got a good draft off David Gillen that time. Man, Gillen's gaining a bunch of spots. Just follow him. Well, I can follow him anymore. Well, probably, actually. Beat me back to the gas. Fatal Phantom, thanks for tuning in. Oh, careful, careful, careful. We're good, we're good. We are good. Sorry about that, David Gillen. Whoa! Man, he shot it in there so deep. There was no chance he was going to hold that. And he didn't. I'd say it was a textbook crossover move, but I didn't really do anything there. He just overshot the corner by so much. How did he think that that was going to work? That was a Carson Hocevar move right there. First time in a while, lost your dad due to cancer. He's home at rest now. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, man. Hopefully you and the rest of your family can recover from a mental state soon. I mean, you might, as that kind of stuff, lingers. I've never lost a parent, thankfully, but I've obviously lost some close family members. I mean, the older you get, it's the unfortunate side of things that it's going to pop up, I guess, more and more frequently, especially if you have a bigger family member. It never is easy, but definitely cherish all the good times because they'll never be lost. Memories are never forgotten.
Normally, you'd see him block you right about now.
I'm surprised we only have 3 cautions for debris in that stretch. Glad I didn't try to stretch it another one either, because we didn't catch another one after the fact. Really couldn't have timed that out any better. Close call. I almost T-boned myself into the outside wall in turn 1. Send it! Man, I was really hoping I was going to clear Robbie Gordon there. It's alright. Got him in turn 3 instead. Give on Pablo Montoya a little bit of a push. Only a second off the lead in 11th. This has been like a pack race at Pocono the way things have gone today. Look at that. What a move. Oh, man. That was way closer than I thought it was going to be. He was trying to get back in line. He went down to block and I went to try to move back in the direction I came from. Move up the track. What are you doing, sir? Hey, you're slowing us both up. There we go. All right, Jimmy's running low enough. Catch a draft off Johnson. Teammate Scott Riggs is leading. There we go. Yeah, we are. Almost to the front of this mess. Getting close. Dang it. These guys are quick up here. If I can't clear them up off the exit of a corner, there we go. I got Harvick in 3. I was going to say, if I can't clear them, I have a hard time trying to stay alongside of them, especially now that there's fewer cars in front of me I can draft off of. Sorry, Jimmy.
Still there.
Forcing my way up.
Got both sides, you're all clear. Watch the inside. Whatever you need, you're clear.
Back the corner up. Get by Jimmy Johnson for fourth. There we go.
Respect pays off. Not blocking like usual.
3 more spots to go.
That was the halfway mark.
It's our fastest lap of the race.
We're right where we need to be.
48.119. Reed Sorensen going for the lead right now. So draft with Jeff. Keep him side by side with Scott Riggs. Nope, too late.
You're right there with the leader. Stay with them.
Oh, Riggs just bump and ran Reed Sorensen, kind of stacked this group up a bit. Try to clear Jeff Gordon for third, and we did. There we go. Get these two side by side in front of us. Now we're getting a little bit of a run. I overdrove turn 2, though. Gordon's going to get right back by us. Dang. Oh! Well, we're good. We're up second. I did not want to do that. Hey, how about Evernham running 1-2 right now? Scott Riggs, Case Kane. Oh, that's the. Try to unplug that. Maybe it's running a little hot. I think we're good now. No, we're not. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. Just started lagging out of nowhere. All right, I think we're good now. Technology rain delay. There we go. Thanks for everybody staying around. I appreciate that. I think we're good to go now. If we do have any other lag issues going forward, I may have to take a brief pause and shut down OBS completely and then reboot it. I did stop the streaming side of it and then just rebooted that. But I might have to close OBS out completely if that ends up running slow again. I don't know what was going on there. It wasn't my internet because I tried to disconnect or reconnect the internet and it was fine. OBS was just having some sort of a lag spike on me, but we're good. Lap 104, just past the halfway point of the race. Let me know in the chat if things start lagging out again. I'm glad I noticed it when I did. I don't think it was doing it very long before I paused the game. So you didn't really miss anything. As we battle our teammate Scott Riggs for the lead, we just hit halfway out of gas at lap 104. Obviously got to get past lap 120 before we hit pit road to try to make this race on one last stop to the end. Big run on Scott Riggs. Trying to make the pass in turn 3 for the lead, and we've got it. All clear. We can draft down to the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, that didn't really work. Should be able to hold on now. Lagging again. The hell. Uh, Is it working now? Well, now it's working. For the moment. For the moment, we are connected successfully. I don't know if that was just an extremely long lag spike or what that was. I'm going to wait to see if the frame rate drops on us again here quickly. We were good for a couple minutes, and then we were down for a really long time. And I restarted everything I could. I closed everything down on my laptop. I restarted the laptop, and then when I brought it back up again, it was still lagging. It wasn't my internet because my phone was able to connect pretty quickly, and I was about to ask the chat, what else can I do? And then boom, it just starts working again randomly. So I don't know what that was, because everything that I did to try to fix it wasn't working, and then it just magically started working again. So we're good for now. Drop it again. It lagged on me real quick. We were good, and then we weren't. We might have lag spikes the rest of the night. If it gets too bad, I'm going to try to turn the camera off and then turn off the scroller at the top of the screen to see if that helps at all. Because I did notice when I had those going and then I hid them, that's when everything just started working randomly. So you're going to have to bear with me. I apologize if there's any other lag spikes the rest of the night, but I really don't have anything else that I could do on my end to try to fix it, because like I said, what I was doing wasn't really working. But thanks for everybody that stuck around or maybe bounced out and then came back. I appreciate you coming back. And hopefully we don't have any more issues like that the rest of the night. I don't know what was going on. I couldn't tell you. My laptop itself wasn't running slow or anything, so it leads me to believe that it was an OBS problem, but the internet was working fine. The laptop is running fine. Like I said, the laptop wasn't running slow. It's just OBS for whatever reason. Having some issues. Now I just hope we get through the second half of this race with no more problems, because we still got a long ways to go. Only lap 107 of 200. Just over 250 of 500 miles complete. We did get back to the lead moments before the shutdown. Bad weather. Oh boy, got really loose there. No, I don't have any inclement weather or anything. It's sunny outside. There's nothing bad weather-wise where I'm at. Yeah, I don't know what was going on. That was strange. It's been a long time since we've had a lag issue. I don't, at least like that. Like, I might get small buffers here and there, but it kind of bounces out of it every once in a while. But we haven't had anything like that since I had my old equipment, and that was more than a year ago. Pacing's looking good. Earlier in the race, we extended our lead to about a little over a second and a half. Then we had a caution that kind of bunched things back together again. I'd imagine we'll probably end up catching another caution when we get to the green flag pit stops for the rest of the field. I don't know when they're going to pit. It's got to be soon because they pitted at lap 70, lap 69 for some of them. So we're right at 40 laps. We had 4 cautions since the last time they pitted, so they've been able to save a little bit of gas. And we pitted under the last yellow, which was the 8th. So we've got a few extra caution laps worth of fuel. The hope for us is they can't make it to lap 120. If they're short of lap 120, then we're still looking the best on fuel to try to win this race. We should be able to make it on 2 more stops. I'm hoping everybody else has to pit 3, because otherwise that final run we're going to have to try to claw our way through the field like we just did. Good news is we did get there in plenty of time before lap 120, but I'd like to try not to risk it. I'd like to think we can still lead the most laps in this race with the fuel mileage situation in the strategy game. I will say, with this strategy game, we're less likely to lead the most laps, as we have quite a few cars coming into the pits right now, so they barely saved anything. Maybe a lap or 2, and that was at the most. I feel like I'm able to save a lot more during cautions than they are for whatever reason, but I'll take it. Try to get a win with Casey Kane. We just won at Dover on a fuel mileage race, and that was a legitimate fuel mileage race. Like, we were on fumes. I ran out in the victory celebration. And we barely had enough to make it, but it was well calculated. I didn't really have to save much. I pretty much pitted right on the cusp of when I needed to. The caution landed perfectly when we needed to, and we needed the last 200 plus laps to stay green, and they did. I think 251 was the final green flag run. All right, we got a lot more cars coming into pit this time than what we did the last time. Hopefully we stay green. It looked like lightning flash, but it was my light bulb flickering again. Yeah, still got 3 sets of tires left for the second half of this race too, so we're looking good there. Well, they made it in without having 3 cars flip on us that time, so that's good. I have a speed glitch going on right now as we lap Mike Wallace. Oh, no, actually, Mike Wallace DNF'd earlier, so he came back out onto the track. Well, we've lapped a few cars. I hope we space the field out. See how long we can go. It's also interesting, you know, did they still smash into each other but not get a wreck out of it? And if so, we'll probably have even more cars with damage, which could cause some debris yellows. Because we need to make this to at least lap 120, which we should be able to. The further past lap 120 I can go, the better. We still have cars that haven't pitted until now. There's guys trying to stretch it like me. Lap 114. And I think the last car that tried to run it out as far as they could is finally pitting, other than us, of course. We've actually lapped quite a few cars, too. Lapped quite a few, and now we've probably got a speed glitch going on, and a caution is out at lap 114. And I wonder if it's a result of a crash or if it's debris. If it's... Oh, it's a crash. It's a crash. Our teammate Elliott Sadler. Who'd he run into? I couldn't tell who that was on the bottom. Looked like it might have been Casey Mears. No, it was Dave Blaney. Oh, man, that was a hard hit. Turn 1. Dave Blaney was coming out of the pits, and he ran right into him. Yeah, no apron. Surprised that didn't happen before that. Well, we're staying out. We haven't gotten to lap 120 yet. It's a few extra caution laps to get us even closer. And we've lapped quite a few cars because I was in the middle of green flag pit stops. But the drivers that were further back at the tail end of the field after the green flag stops, they pitted. And now we're going to restart, try to get in front of as many cars as we can. Just down in front of Kyle Busch. Try to keep him a lap down if we possibly able to do that. We'll see if we catch any debris cautions. That was our 9th yellow of the race. That might have been the longest green flag run that we had this entire race up until then. Had to have been at least more than 30 laps. 3 wide in the tunnel turn. J.J. Yaley making slight contact with Paul Menard. Got about 1/8 of a tank of fuel left for us right now. And again, the further past lap 120 we can go, the better. Really don't know how many more cautions we're going to get, but trying to break the draft as much as we can, run a tire deficit right now compared to the rest of the field. Just gotta hold them back. Oh, J.J. Yaley bouncing off the curb. Wadding up everybody behind us. I've changed tires under every pit stop, mainly for a safety precaution. I don't know how far we can go on the tire stint, but it's definitely further than the fuel stint. Assuming we catch a handful of cautions during each run, which we've done so far. At least 4 of them during a run. We had 4 in the first, we pitted under the 4th, and then we've had 5 cautions during this stint. Which is the second set of tires since we started the race. New set, that is. It's one car that's lost the tail end of the field, and I believe that's the 09 of Mike Wallace. Again, he ended up having an engine issue earlier. I think he was one of the guys that crashed out, and then he's back in. But what damage? Robbie Gordon has since DNF'd. So there is a possibility that Mike Wallace could pick up at least one position before the end of the race. That's why he's running out there. Just over a 1-second lead. We still got at least J.J. Yaley, if not more lap cars between ourselves and the rest of the pack. Again, I don't know exactly how much further we can go, but trying to stretch it as far as we can. We're at lap 122. I'm definitely staying out this time by, amazing, no draft. 189 miles an hour. In the draft, I've gone as fast as 204 that I've seen into turn 1. And I maybe could have even went quicker without really realizing it. I have not had to make a green flag pit stop yet. Got to make sure we don't speed. Should be able to cycle ahead of the rest of the field, even with a 4-tire stop. Considering that we are the leader, and we've actually gapped them by a little over a second as well. Can't make a mistake on pit road, though. This picker's got to be on it. And again, can't speed either, because otherwise that's going to cost me a chance to stay on the lead lap also. I'm going to... Man, it'd be risky to go one more lap, but we had one more caution this run than what we had earlier, so... No, I'm going to pit. I'm going to pit. I don't want to run out of gas here, because that's going to be pretty bad. I think I've gone as far as at least I want to go. We've made it past lap 120, so we're looking good to try to make it on 2 stops to the end. Casey Kane will be coming down this time. I did have practice earlier, and I didn't speed under pit stops then. And not going to speed that time either. So no adjustments, 4 tires on full tank of Sunoco race fuel. First green flag stop of the day, 3rd stop total of the race. Torque with the homer, let's go. All right, we need a clean stop, boys. Got to keep us on the lead lap. Gotta go, gotta go. Gotta get up to speed quick. Oh yeah, we're gonna be plenty good. I don't even know why I was worried. I'm gonna cycle ahead of Mike Wallace. So there's only 19 cars on the lead lap with the most recent caution coming out in the middle of green flag pit stops. Any yellow since you left like an hour ago? I don't know how long that was. We had a major lag spike that lasted, I don't even know how long that was. It was for a long time. I had the game paused for a while, trying to figure everything out. I don't know what lap it was he left. Well, our teammate Scott Riggs is in the lead right now. We are 33 seconds off the lead. We've got fresher tires than everybody else. Obviously, clean air. That's going to help. This is a pretty quick stop by the pit crew. And again, we are good to make this race on one more stop. If it went green the rest of the way, it'd be a little risky, but there's at least a chance there. We are cutting into that lead quick. It might be all slowing each other down because they're catching the 09 of Mike Wallace. There's no reason I should be this much quicker than the rest of the pack right now. With no drafting help. This car's gripping up, though. Yeah, here in road courses, those are the kinds of tracks we can get away with short pitting. Not going a lap down. Santa, Christmas in July. I've always been afraid to dye my beard. I almost did it when I was dressed as Mick Foley on Halloween a couple of years ago for the Halloween stream. The only reason I didn't is because I was scared of how hard it was going to be to get out of my beard. I feel like it would just be stuck like that for a while, and I would have only wanted it for like one day. Could have used shoe polish too, but I heard that that's also a pain to try to wash out. Because I would have dyed it black. Yeah, I'm not dyeing it for Christmas season. I'm also afraid that if I dye it, I'll lose some of it. I got a good, healthy beard, and I'd like to keep it that way. All right, so we're probably looking at the rest of the field pitting around lap 150. for their next stop. I'd be a good Santa. Why do you want me to dress as Santa so bad? I feel like my Santa voice would be terrible. I'm not even going to attempt to try it on stream. Well, I don't think I have a good Santa voice. Got a good broadcasting voice. We'll leave it at that. There is a bit of a risk that if this race went caution-free to the end, I don't know that I can make it on fuel the rest of the way. We tried this strategy banking on there being a lot of cautions. So far, there has been. We've had 9 yellows, so 8 of them were in the first half of the race. We've only had 1 caution over the last 40 laps. So now, we're at a point where we really need to start getting some yellows at some point again. I mean, I guess it's okay if it stays green for a little bit, but the earlier the yellows come out, the better for us. At least just for trying to get ahead of everything. We'll be catching Mike Wallace relatively soon. And Jeff Burton's lead. That's the dream, Michael. That's the dream. I think somebody blew up, spread the whole pack out. It's Kurt Busch in the 2 who blew an engine. I noticed the pack was so more spread apart than what they were before. And I wonder if anybody got ran over in the process of all that. Because if that's the case, we might end up catching some debris cautions. Which again, we do need yellows. Catching the 09 of Mike Wallace pretty soon. Probably this lap sometime. Hoping I catch him down this Long Pond straightaway. Or right there, that's fine too. I didn't want to catch him in a corner. I wasn't about to try to gauge the speed difference between the two of us. On the fly. Have to. We're 21.5 seconds off the lead now. It was 33 seconds back when we first exited pit road. We pitted at lap 123, so it's only been 10 laps. Pacing very, very well. It's quite a ways off of the back of the pack, but I think cycling out with no traffic and having these fresh tires, that really worked well for us. Which only adds on to how good the strategy is going to be for us as well. I'll tell you what, this is a big brain move if we end up winning the race on this strategy the way we did, because I literally have been saving gas since the start of the race. Not by like legitimately saving, but just playing out the cautions and pitting when I want to pit. Had we come to pit road that very first stop, like everybody else did, we would have never saved enough fuel under the further cautions. We'd just be on the same strategy as them, and we'd still have to pit 2 more times. But it's looking like we can make it on 1 stop. And everybody else obviously going to have to pit 2 more times yet. They're definitely going to have to pit twice. We're going to be a lot closer to trying to make it on 1. Fuel mileage races at Pocono are not uncommon. I'm trying to really coast through the corners without using much brake. Got a lot of smoke off turn 3 on the front stretch. I don't know what happened there, but they got slow all of a sudden, and there was definite contact somewhere around the pack. Pulling my inner Chase Briscoe right now. I'm just kind of coasting through the corners and not having to use any brake. Feathering the throttle just a little bit. Because there's no need to push, because we're just going to end up cycling back in front of everybody once they all pit. We were the leader by about a second when I pit the first time, but we're only 20 seconds off the lead. Like, I've made up so much time on these fresh tires that we should have a pretty decent sized gap over second place. And we've still got about a dozen laps or so before they pit yet. I think if we end up catching a caution, they'll end up hitting under yellow, which obviously will stay out and take the lead. That would probably be the worst thing for us now, because we've gone so far past when I've hitted that we just need this to stay green for as long as we can until we get close to our stop. If we catch a few more cautions, we've got to make it to at least lap 160 if we're going to make this thing a 1 more pit stop. Considering I cycled off of pit road with 77 laps to go, yeah, ideally, if it stayed green to the end, we'd have to make it to about 38 to go to be for sure that we're going to make it on fuel without any more yellows. $19 seconds off the lead now. If they're catching that slow car of Mike Wallace at the front of the pack, as we gained about a second just in turn 1 alone. See, that's another good thing. I'm not in that pack with everybody else slowing up simultaneously for the slow car of Mike Wallace. Plus Kurt Busch had the engine failure and spread everybody out a little bit. We were nowhere around it. A lot of smoke in turn 3 up here. And there's some skid marks too, so they almost wrecked again. We're going to end up having a wreck at some point, I would imagine. The way things are looking right now. I don't know how we've gone this far. As much smoky areas of the track as we've seen. Most of it's been in turn 3. Turn 3, just on the front stretch, well off the exit of turn 3. Michael Waltrip out in front. Sadler in the 19 we're closing up on pretty quickly. Is he slow too? He brought out the last caution. He's got a lot of damage. His hood's gone. That was not a pass for position. He is a lap down. Keep an eye on him just to make sure we don't have a speed glitch with a couple cars around us when we get up to the 09 of Mike Wallace. Well, there it is. Caution's out. Lap 140. 10th caution of the day. After a pretty lofty green flag run. Is it a crash this time? Off turn 1. They're all slowing up already, so I'd assume that it was debris, and we just couldn't tell what car it came off of. 41 of Reed Sorensen going to bring out the yellow for debris this time. So we're definitely staying out of the pits. We're caught up with the pack. Everybody else just hit pit road, so we're actually going to cycle to the lead here at Pocono. So now we're on older tires. Green flag's back in the air, lap 145. They can make it on one more stop, same for us. So that caution's really bunched everything back together. We'll see if we get any more yellows for debris. Again, there was a lot of instances where there was near contact with a lot of drivers. Good launch, even on that high side through turn 1 for us on the restart. I'm more willing to just try to protect the bottom. Into turn 2. 3 wide, Truex squeezing him up there. So we got to make it to at least lap 160. At least on this strategy, we're going to be the first to pit last. The more cautions we get before lap 160, the better for us, just to ensure that we're going to make it on fuel. I want as many cautions as we can get before lap 160. And then be the first to pit last. That, and we need more cautions just to ensure that we're going to make it on fuel the rest of the way on one stop also. Been able to manage my tires really well the whole day. I'm not worried about them putting a whole lot of pressure on me. Just keep doing what we're doing. Yeah, it's true. Fantasy football is going to be starting next month. My goodness. Like just over a month out from my draft. Just reminded me of that. Preseason football starts in what, 3 weeks? Dang. Came up quickly. Snuck up on me. Yeah, I hope we don't catch a speed glitch when I end up catching Mike Walls from the lead. It's the only 2 times we've caught him were on that alternate strategy. Well, we weren't the leader, but the leaders were getting held up by him. I wonder if that may happen with me being at the front of the pack now. I completely overdrove turn 3 right there. That was not a good corner. 50 laps to go this time by at the line. The tricky triangle. 500-mile race. It's been a long one. We started this stream at about 5:40 Eastern, and here we are. It's 8 o'clock Eastern. We still got 50 laps left. Ten cautions we've had have kind of plagued the race pace. We had a lag out that lasted as long as it did. I don't even know how long it was. I don't know what time it started or what time it ended, but that felt like it took at least 10 minutes. Just clinched the most laps led. It's a little earlier than I was expecting to clinch it, but I guess we've had that many different leaders. So having this pit strategy definitely going to work out to get a 10 bonus point performance, and now we just got to capitalize with a race win on top of it. Definitely going to be a little bit closer on fuel than what I would want, just because of the lack of cautions that we've had. In the second half of the race in specifics. We've only had one caution since we last pitted at lap 123. Lap 152 at the marker. I think we're only a couple more laps away from catching Mike Wallace, too. That 09 car. Well. 48 laps to go. Quarter of a tank of gas left. That's a little early. That's a little bit earlier than what I would have liked. Yeah, only catching one caution on this run. The first two fuel runs, we caught 4 yellows on the first stint, 5 yellows on the second, but we only caught technically 2 with this stint. Well, no, only 1 during the stint. I guess we would have had, yeah, because we've had 10 cautions. We only caught 1 during this stint, so we're definitely closer than where I'd want to be. I mean, as many yellows as I saw earlier in the race, obviously it was good to go off strategy like we did. Well, I'm doing what I can. Like Wallace held up the rest of the field way more than he held me up. He didn't really hold me up at all. Got by him pretty cleanly. Just over a second lead down into turn 1. Slight nudge of the curb, but we're all good. $45 to go. Yeah, even if I make it to 40 to go in the race, if the fuel light starts flashing, I really need to go as many laps past that as possible. Because we don't know how many more cautions we're going to get. And as of right now, I mean, it has not been many. 2 since halfway, and only 1 since we last pitted at lap 123. I had a quarter tank of gas about 29 laps into the run with 3 caution laps. So that's, again, that's not great fuel economy for us right now. See, the run before that, I maybe could have went 1 more lap, but I really didn't want to run out of gas here because this is not the track to do that on. We'd lose so much time trying to get back into the pits, and you may never know, we might not even get back to the pits. Strategy was working until, I'm not going to say it's not anymore because we just don't know yet. But it's a lot more tighter than I would have hoped for it to be. And we will have 2 sets of tires left the rest of the way, so if we did have to pit one more time, or decided to pit one more time, we could take tires. Have our fresh set to the end. Go on attack mode. We'd get our track position back by being the first to pit last if the caution comes out before everybody else pits. We'd stay out, get back up there. We know that there's only 19 cars on the lead lap. I guess 20 now because, well, let me check just to see. I don't know if Kurt Busch was on the lead lap when he blew an engine or not. Oh man, the fuel light's flashing off turn 3. We're just coming to get 41 to go. I know I could go at least a couple more. I'd like to get to 162 just to make myself that much better on fuel. Now we're at 40 laps left. Caution came out right now. We'd definitely be pitting, but we didn't catch any extra cautions during that entire portion of that stint. I'm going to try to go at least 1 more lap. $39 laps to go at the line. Got a 1.8 second lead, 1.7 or so. They'll catch me a little bit down the straightaway with their fresher tires, but 39 laps left. I'm not going to go another lap. I don't want to run out of gas under green flag conditions here. We just got to hope we're in our window to make it to the end. It is tight. It is going to be very, very tight. Oh, man, it's going to be even tighter now. Casey Kane is out. I got to stay low and out of the way. Wow. This is way shorter. This is scary. But the good news is we're going to be the first to pit last. I think. Take this excess road here. Get out of the way. I don't want to get ran over. I'm hoping I can still be on the lead lap when everything cycles through. We're taking 4 fresh tires, full tank of gas. We'll get back into the pits, but I ran out right in the middle of turn 2. I'm losing a lot of time. Gonna top off. I'm still taking 4 tires. All right, Picker's got to be on it. 38 laps to go. We are going to be pushing it on gas to the end, but I lost a lot of time there. Got to stay on the lead lap at all costs. Need a clean stop. So far, so good. The Picker's been good today. For most of the year, they have not in the Cup Series, but oh man, this is going to be tight. This is going to be tight. Go, 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 go. They're just getting off of turn 3 right now. I think we're going to be okay. We're in 20th. Last car in the lead lap. We are okay. Now we got to make up a little bit more time with the 4 fresh tires that we have on the car. We still have 1 set left if we were to pit before the end of the race. Went too far on fuel. I felt like I needed to, though. I mean, that's 1 extra lap. I did not feel as good if we would have pitted with 40 to go. We pitted with 39 to go. We've got fresh tires, but we've got to push right now while we have the fresh tires to try to eat into this deficit. This is going to be even tighter than the Dover race was, I feel like. Dover, I felt pretty good. I mathed it out perfectly. This, it's all up in the air because if we stay green to the end of the race, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And I'm not going to make up 39 seconds, 40 seconds or so. Pitting an extra time, even if I go splash and go. Yeah, I went 38 laps on fuel, but we had 1 caution. Is what I'm looking at. So we're probably going to need 2 cautions to make it. 1 would be close. 2 cautions for sure. We could barely make it, is what I'm calculating. I think we're going to be short without any more yellows. Which we've had 10 cautions, but again, we've only had 1 since lap 123. I don't think we've seen the last yellow. Scorpion Pitbull, thanks for tuning in. $35 to go. Kevin Harvick out in front. We've already clinched the most laps led. Currently in 20th. Hopefully we pit it for the final time. Caution comes out, we'll cycle back into the lead. That's for sure. I do have an extra set of tires left. I could end up pitting and then trying to drive through the field on the restart. It's going to depend how far we go, because if a caution doesn't come out until after everybody pits, that's going to depend on where I'm running, because if I'm in the lead, do I want to give up the lead? Decisions. I'll tell you what, though, this is why I love doing full races, because anything can happen. We play the strategy out as normal as we possibly can with what the race gives us, and it's a lot of fun. On top of the racing aspect of it, it does make it that much more realistic. Jimmy Johnson in the lead. I think this might be the first time he's led today, because I don't think I've seen that 48 car lead the entire race until now. I don't know how much time I lost running out of gas off turn 2. Am I going to be able to make up enough time on these 4 tires to actually cycle back into the lead? Because I might not even be the leader when things cycle. That was the gamble of trying to take it that extra lap. I was not wanting to take it a lap further than that because I was scared of running out. I ran out way sooner than I was expecting. But at least going that extra lap gets us that much closer to the end of the race. It makes it a little bit more likely. And there we go. Caution is out with 33 laps to go. Really 32 for the leaders. They're probably going to pit here. Oh my gosh, that was a big hit. That Dave Blaney again? That jacked everybody up? I'm staying out here. I think we're going to catch some debris cautions from that. That was violent. Who hit him first? Tony Raines. It was Jamie McMurray that time. It was Dave Blaney earlier. Jamie McMurray there. I'm definitely staying out. We're going to take the lead. Everybody else is going to pit. They're going to be plenty good on fuel to the end. We're going to just hope for the best. I think we're going to see more cautions based off of how violent that wreck looked. That's my hope. 28 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. We need 1 to 2 more yellows. Oh, baby, this is going to be tight. I don't care about the older tires. I think we'll be good tire-wise. I managed my tires well all day. It's all about track position here at Pocono. We've seen that circumstances like this. I only really have like 8 laps on my tires compared to everybody else, too. So we'll be fine from a grip level standpoint. Bit of a block. Just got to survive for about a lap or two. I'd assume we're going to catch some debris yellows. I'd be shocked if we don't. That was our 13th caution of the race. The more cautions, the better for me, just for fuel. The free pass given to somebody that time. Now we're probably looking at 21 cars on the lead lap. But I just wanted to be able to leapfrog the field there and get back to the lead. I having to worry about racing through all that mess. Well, there's one more yellow. 26 to go. We ran a couple laps. I'll tell you what, we ended up making it. I'm so glad I stayed out. So that would have been less and less laps to get through the field with the cautions. It takes a while. Ricky Rudd's got a lot of damage. I don't know how much of his debris came off there, but I hope it wasn't much. It's 14 cautions here today at Dover. Oh, sorry, not Dover, Pocono. Rudd's car is destroyed. That was the second wreck he's been involved in, and he's still in the race. Well, alrighty then. $22 to go. Green flag back in the air. I'm alright with more restarts. The safer, the better. 3 wide for second. "21 laps to go." "20 laps to go at the line." Kind of hope that that wasn't the last caution. Yeah, I mean, by my math, I think we'll be a lap or so to the good, but just in case. He's having 38 laps left from when I pitted. That's when I cycled off a pit road, so it was about 38 full laps. $18 to go at the line. I guess 19 to go would have been that number. Well, Case Kane had a fuel mileage win at Dover, trying to do it 2 races in a row here at Pocono. And we might have to do it at Michigan in the next race, because we've seen fuel mileage races there before, too. That's probably going to be a lot similar to how this race is. I feel like the EA games at Michigan are always fuel mileage races. From the NASCAR Thunder game, haven't raced there in the Cup Series yet on this game, but I wouldn't be shocked if we see another one.
You're looking real good on fuel mileage.
16 to go, and just now had halfway out of gas. We're pacing really well. Heck, even taking it that extra lap we did on the last run. I mean, that was one more lap less to make it to the end. Plus the fact that we've seen 2 cautions. Made our gamble, and it so far has paid off. 15 laps to go at Pocono for Casey Kane. Got about an 8 to 9 tenth of a second lead entering turn 1 here. Catching that 09 car of Mike Wallace probably in the next lap or two. Oh, that'd be cool, you know, make it a one last stop, and still got an extra set of tires left over. You know, you could save Ray Evernham a little bit of money. I don't think that's how that works. I think you buy them for the weekend and you're stuck with them, whether you use them or not. You're catching that 09 car of Mike Wallace on the front stretch more than likely this time. Down towards turn 1. Pull out of line, make the pass. See Mike Wallace hold everybody else up. Hopefully, when he backs him up, he may end up causing a crash. Now that I think, I mean, the closer we get to the end of the race, I'm looking more and more likely that we'll make it on fuel. I guess the only other thing now is if we get a caution with like 2 to go and we go past the scheduled distance on this long of a racetrack, then maybe we'd be right back in the window of potentially not making it again. So that's why an extra caution would be okay. But the later the caution comes out, that's just worse for us because that's more defense we have to play later in the race, because it does take a lap or two before we start growing our lead out. The draft effect here at Pocono down these long straightaways and our slight tire disadvantage with this fuel strategy. It's not impossible for me to lose the lead on a restart. Second and a half lead. We'll have 10 laps to go this time by. Kind of missed my marks there. That wasn't a good corner. Very least, got to continue to hit my marks. Still got 10 laps left. It's a long time at Pocono Raceway. It's a 2.5 mile racetrack. We may catch Mike Wallace one more time. Definitely not going to be catching any other lap car. 8 laps to go at the tricky triangle. Got to continue to keep doing what we're doing. Clean day continues. Quarter of a tank of gas left with 7 laps to go. And we should be good on fuel to the end. It's going to be tight still, but we should be good. We don't have a huge lead to try to back this baby up either. 6 to go. We hit halfway out of gas with 16 laps left. So the math is still looking good. It's not much to the good. We're about a lap to a lap and a half, if I had to guess, to the good on fuel. Might run out in the victory celebrations for the 2nd consecutive race. Banked on there being at least a debris caution. I honestly thought there was going to be more than just the one. But the one might have been all we needed after the crash, of course, which also helped aid us. 5 laps to go at Pocono. Now we got to hope that the caution doesn't come out forcing a green-white checker, because then I'm going to be nervous on gas again. Oh, boy. At this point, we get this late in the race, we need this thing to stay green now. Screw surviving a restart, and screw running out of gas on a restart because of going past the scheduled distance. We need this baby to stay green now. For a while, caution wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world. Now, it'd be pretty bad. Pace is obviously still there. Overdrove turn 3 a little bit. Had to lift on corner exit. It's going to kill our straightaway speed down the longest straightaway in NASCAR. 4 to go. It's 10 more miles to get through. Got to get to the white flag. We will be catching Mike Wallace here shortly. So I got to hope that the leaders behind us are going to get by Mike Wallace quickly without any problems and causing any sort of a wreck. Probably going to end up catching Mike Wallace ourselves in turn 2. Kind of a bit of a power slide through turn 2 as we made the pass on Mike Wallace. Now the rest of the field will catch him into turn 3. Got about a 2-second lead. 3 laps to go at the line. Been better off if we had not caught him the rest of the way. 3 to go. 1/8 of a tank of fuel left. Hey, 2 games in a row, Colt Keith's had a home run. Pretty nice. .1 seconds the difference between first and second place. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the second place car right now. Jimmy Johnson third. 2 to go at the line. Now we need to put down a heater of a lap because I want to get to the white flag as soon as possible. We've had 14 yellows in the race today, up to this point. It stayed green to the end. This final green flag run would be 22 laps. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Casey Kane. There'll be 2 races in a row where fuel mileage and pit strategy is going to get Casey Kane the race win. Take a glance up at the track map, just making sure nobody else blew an engine. Oh, I'll have plenty for the victory celebration. Needed those 2 cautions in this final run, and we got it. Exactly 2 of them. Checkered flag for Casey Kane. Let's go. Back to back. Back-to-back wins, back-to-back fuel mileage wins. 4 hours, 11 minutes, and 28 seconds total time on tonight's race. It was a long one. It's going to time in at just over a 3-hour stream with a 500-mile race at Pocono. Oh, I ran out. Well, that was quick. I ran out of gas way early in the... Alright, well. I had way more burnout ability at Dover. I didn't think I was going to run out that quick. I guess I wasn't that good on fuel to the end compared to what I thought, but... Yeah, that was quick that we ran out of gas that early. 110 laps led out of 200 as we get the race win. A fuel mileage victory. Pit strategy allowed us to lead as many laps as we did. We did have probably the fastest car in the field on top of it. But, you know, strategy, I knew early in the race, the way the cautions were playing out, I'm like, man, if we keep getting a lot more yellows, I can make this race on 4 stops instead of 5, and sure enough, we did. We had just enough yellows to do it. I miscalculated. I thought we had 14 cautions. Apparently, we only had 12. Still quite a few, though. 73 lead changes, that's also quite a few. 119.29 mile per hour average race speed, 1.9 second margin of victory. Jeff Burton started 36, finished second. He was dead last, 43rd at one point, I remember seeing, and he finished second. Great run for Jeff Burton. Jimmy Johnson started on the pole. Only led 3 laps. I honestly didn't even realize he was a pole sitter. But finished 5th. Top 5 run for him. We'll finish out the top 10 here. He had one Pablo Montoya finishing 3rd. Michael Waltrip 4th. Great season for him continues. Really for Montoya as well. Both top 10 in points. Jimmy Johnson, again in 5th. 6th for Dale Earnhardt Jr., Matt Kenseth 7th, Dale Jarrett 8th, David Gilliland 9th, Jeff Gordon rounds out the top 10. Our teammate Scott Riggs finished 15th. Only 21 cars finished on the lead lap. Our other teammate finished a lap down in 29th of Elliott Sadler. He led 2 laps today as well. And we actually had quite a few engine failures, more than I thought. Robbie Gordon, Kurt Busch, and I know it was Kurt because I saw him. Mike Walsh finished the race with many laps down, 47 laps down to be exact. Casey Mears blew up, AJ Allmendinger blew up, Jamie McMurray blew up, which is how the last crash itself ended up sparking. So thank you, Jamie. And thank you for Ricky Rudd bringing out the debris yellow, which helped me make it on fuel, because if it wasn't for those 2 yellows in the final fuel run for ourselves, we would have been short by a couple of laps. Well, we did it. And there's Casey Kane in victory lane again. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Well, we had 2 fuel mileage races down. Our next fuel mileage race maybe coming in the next one as well. The Citizens Bank 400 at Michigan, 200 laps. And that'll probably be tomorrow. I'll have the streaming schedule for the gaming side of things out. We will have streams Wednesday through Friday for the rest of the week on the NASCAR 08 gameplay. I may be able to get another cup race in. This was only for today because I was supposed to do this yesterday. Excuse me, got the hiccups. And I was just under the weather yesterday, so I had to cancel the stream late. But back in better than ever today. Maybe not better than ever, but good enough to stream at least today. And yeah, that's going to be it for this. It's cool that we get to do Sonoma on the week of Sonoma. So at some point I will do this Michigan race, whether that's tomorrow or Friday. It'll be one of those 2 days. And then hopefully do Sonoma maybe Sunday before the Cup race, I think would be kind of cool. Thanks for everybody watching. Have a good rest of your night, and I will see you back better than ever again tomorrow. Have a good one, everybody.